Good morning. This is maybe old Salt Gamer back on um, Vulcan in the Stationeers Brutal mode. So let's get started. I made some pretty good progress today. It's not a bad day, but let me get the video rolling. I'm doing another voiceover. Seems to work pretty well. So here's where I left off. Deciding to dump everything out of here because I want to make some pipes. And I'm going to hook up my furnace, and I think I did it in a rather unique way, as long as I have a vacuum in this room here. And so far, that worked out pretty well. But it takes me a few minutes. I got to make some pipes, a cowl, a passive vent, valve, and I get it hooked up in kind of a tricky way, which I'll show you when I get done here. But first off, I'm doing some pipes. I am leaning towards, I mean, it's not a necessity at this point, but I am leaning towards going the trading route. And at the end of this, I actually get that started. And so here I'm hooking this up. And I'm going to do 2 T's there, half of it sticking out. And I'm going to come inside. And then I just realized that I didn't print my valve. So I go back over here. And I'm on the wrong thing. I'm like, no, I already got my vent. I need a valve. So there I'm printing the valve out. Picking the vent up. I turn my light off because I still do need to save a little bit of power. I'm working on that too in combination with this, always multitasking. So, now you might be thinking, what in the world is he doing? But it all makes sense when I get done here. Now remember, I only plan on doing this until I get the advanced furnace and while I have a vacuum in this room. So this will work out fine. Remember, I teed it off there, so I'm going to come in here and I'm out of pipes. I'm like, oh crap, I thought I made enough pipes. It should have in that search history recently done searches or something, so you don't have to, every time you need gas pipes, you have to scroll down. It's kind of a pain. And that should do. I'm going to come down, go over and outside, and end right there. So this will all make sense when I get done here. Now I'm going back, I think, to do the cowl. Yep. Which actually comes back to cost me later. You'll see in the video. I'm like, God dadgummit, I forgot to do something. But there we go. Now, I'm kind of thinking of what to do next here. Let's dump this. I don't have steel yet, so I'm kind of limited on what I can do. I'm trying to save power. Power's not too big of a deal right now as long as I'm semi-cautious. And then I'm like, I see a lot of people using the beacon. I like the GPS. You just remember where your starting point is. And you don't need to remember to turn the beacon on and off. You just got to make sure you carry your GPS card with you. And I put the atmospheric analyzer in the locker because I haven't really been using it too often at this point anyway. And I just noticed, and you got to check my batteries. But like I said, it's not as bad of a deal now. So as long as I keep up with it, check all this stuff, I can keep things charged up pretty well. All right. And just trying to monitor all that stuff. And I see it's all nil, so I can turn that off, save a little bit of power. Now I'm looking this over. Okay. So here's my little trick. I'm going to do some coils, get them printing. I forgot that I had 5 in my inventory. Not a big deal because I need them anyway. But kind of silly when I looked at it. I was like, oops. So I'm going to run this out through the wall. I'd never seen anybody do this before. I'm sure somebody has. I thought of this the other day, and I'm like, this will work pretty well. Notice I left one cable out there. Instead of doing what I consider kind of and to each his own, I understand that, what I kind of deem as a cheating method of reaching through glass. I'm going to do it in a more legitimate way. And I noticed that this is backwards. Remember at the end of the video, last time I put that on, I'm like, oop, that don't look right. But it's daytime now anyway, so as long as I'm keeping up with all my batteries and stuff, I'm doing okay. And I don't need to swap that out, but I like to keep that one charged when I go out. One thing I did forget to do on this day is to recharge my not my waste tank, my jetpack. And it forces me to mine a little different on this night. I've been doing a much better job of being able to fly around because I've been refilling the jetpack with the outside air. As you see, my charging is doing pretty darn well right now. It's not that big of a deal at all, even with the vent running. And now it's at the point where it becomes maintenance time. I have an extra vent, so I'll put that on there for now. Of course, I don't want to have competing vents. I want everything to be nil before I open that. Waiting. There, I think I got it. Yep. And I'm going to bleed out my breathing air. I'm going to take off my helmet. And 44 degrees, it is creeping up. That's another thing I'm going to have to do here pretty soon. But if I get trading going, I can get some ice oxide and take care of that. And like I said, I think I got the unopened bottle of water. I think has 12 liters in it. I still have a few bottles laying around. I think 5 or something like that, maybe 4.5. So I got plenty of water and stuff yet. But I feel a little bit safer to get trading going. So if there's an emergency or something and I can't get over my suit there, then I can solve that. And I'm like, well, I need that anyway. Put that in there, and it's down to 5.7, so it is starting to get lower. I mean, it's still not an issue, but it's something I got to start thinking about. I'm going to have to set a filter up somewhere to start filtering oxygen out of this little room to fill up an oxygen tank. Critical. And the filter, I can't really open this room up too much more until I get some airlocks. And I don't know, maybe just some airlocks. But I could keep this room pressurized, but I got to start thinking about cooling it. And I can clear out a lot of this stuff over here once I get an airlock set up, so. And that goes back in my inventory. And I don't know why I put that up there, and that messes me up later on. So I had some stuff going on out here there in the arc furnace, so I had to vent the room. And I got a couple, I'm just trying to keep everything in my mining belt as empty as possible. Now my goal on my next mining run, and I probably shouldn't have done that, but that's okay, it worked out alright. I should have hung on to that gold. Well, maybe not. Maybe I don't have that much in the thing, but yeah, gold is hard to find, so I kind of have to play it by ear. But now I'm thinking, well, I'm going to open the door pretty soon. If I'm doing gold and I open that door and there's oxygen in here, it's a bad combination. I better stop. So we close that, but we shut that down, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. Now kind of hanging out, thinking of stuff to do, getting ready to mine. There's my GPS position. I wrote that down. 725. Trying to make sure I got everything I need. Hopefully I remember to take that pipe off. I think I do, but I keep forgetting to take that pipe off, and it is costing me a little bit of temperature. Of course, now the sun's not really charging. It's all wind, so they're not charging as fast anymore. I'm trying to get that one to charge, and it's just not doing it. So I give up. And I got to turn that off, but I can't do that yet because it's not. No, now it's nil. Maybe. Yep. Good. Okay. Now again, getting ready. Oops. Getting ready to mine. And I'm going to bring that one along even though it's not fully charged, and I put it in the wrong spot, screw everything up, and I want to get a jump on mining because I want to get steel. And I got my GPS so I can kind of look in the direction. I did look out this window at one point looking for coal while it was day, and I didn't see any. Coal seems to be not very populous on this particular map, or maybe it's just a setting on Vulcan in the Stationeers Brutal mode, but I'm having trouble finding gold, and I did go out a little early. At 2:10. I mean, yeah, that's a little early, but I really did need the extra mining time here. Now I finally thought of it. Yep. Don't warm your air up any more than it already is. Alright, light on. I know what my GPS coordinate is, so we're going to go off in the distance here, hoping to find some stuff to mine. About right here is where I noticed, oh man, I didn't refill my jetpack, so now I'm thinking I got to run a little bit more and not fly quite as much. And I look down there, nothing. And here's some iron, and no, that's uranium, which they don't use yet. I'm hoping they do nuclear power somewhere along the line. Got lots of this stuff with glass. My mind is, here we go. I found some iron. I need to get 150 iron if I'm going to get steel. So I'm more than happy to sit here and mine as long as I can, as long as I see iron. And I'm like, oh no, not already. We go down a little bit. Now let's keep trying a little bit more here. There's some up there. There's some. So I get a little bit more out of here. It's not a big vein like you get sometimes, but it's not a bad one. Oh, there's another one. If I go back for that, can you see your mistakes when you look? It's over here, I thought. There it is. Yep, I went back for it, so I'm okay. I got about half of what I need, a little more than half. And yes, I will go down and get everything I can, and it actually starts. I hear the lava sounds. You can probably hear it in the background here somewhere. Ooh, don't go much deeper. Get a hot foot. So now I'm almost done. Do I get my 150 here? I'm begging it. I remember that. I'm like, oh, I don't need much more. Give me some more. And then I'm like, well, at what point am I wasting time down here? And then I see the coal. Here's where I hear the lava. I go down to get the coal. I'm like, ooh, don't go much further.
Power low.
I do need the 50 coal too, of course. And I don't go down any further here because I'm chicken to get a hot foot. And I don't see any coal down there anymore anyway. There's some silver. Yeah, I'd like to make some electrum. There's some copper. I start doing the copper. I do the copper always. There's the silver again. I'm debating on whether to mine the silver or not. And I said, yeah, I need electrum, so we'll take some silver too. But, you don't have a lot of room in your inventory, so you got to think of it. And that's lead or bronze. And I'm like, I don't need that. Why am I taking that? And I hung on to it too. Really, I should have just dropped it. this point. I see more silver. I'm like, okay, we'll take the silver that I can see. And then I'm thinking, well, I have silver, but I don't have any gold. Ah, some more iron. So there's my 150 iron. So that makes me very happy. And the gold, I'm like, I need the gold, but now I don't have any space. Dang it. I do have space for copper. I should have, at that point right there, I should have dropped the whatever it is, nickel or bronze. Nickel, I think. And I didn't, and I should have. Because I could have used that gold. And if you see on the way back, when it starts to get light, I see a ton more gold, which I'll never find again, of course. And I'm looking for coal. I'm like, there's got to be coal. And it's really dark here, so I may be flying right by coal and not even knowing it. And I'm running and jumping. That's why I keep falling in the holes, because I'm down to 2,000 in my backpack 5 times.
Power critical.
And here's some more iron. And I'm like, do I want the iron? Yeah, I'll take what I can see. It turns out to be a good choice, because look what pops up. I'm like, oh, thank you. I almost went by that. And I'm like, come on, give me more. I only need 50 right now. Getting close. Just one, maybe 2 more. Does it give it to me? I'm like, oh, come on. It didn't give it to me. I need 1 more coal. I'm thinking, is that a coal? Nope. There's some silver. I'll take that. I'm really looking for coal, though, and I'm thinking, oh, it's getting brighter out here. So I'm kind of jumping around in a panic mode right now. I could make it work with that much coal easy enough, but I kind of wanted a full batch. And now I'm thinking, well, least I could do is run back to where my base is. And I fall in a hole. Notice I'm down to 1 megapascal almost in my backpack. You really, and then here's where the gold is. I'm like, dang it. And then I stumble across some coal. I'm like, thank you. Oh, and that gave me 49. I'm like, oh, come on. 40. Oh, there we go. Yay! Now I'm like, okay, go home. And I'm watching my GPS, trying to go the right direction. And there's more gold that I'll never find again. I should have marked the location down. I could probably still do that. And then I'm seeing my base. I don't know why I got the GPS thing still sticking out, because I can see my base. I'm just running with it. So if I go at a 45-degree angle out my door, I should trip over that gold. Okay, so here's where I'm finishing setting up. And it's getting warm. It's 260, so now I'm getting a little panicky. I don't want to burn any more oxygen. I put my welder in my hand, and I put it back, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's not the welder. Okay, and here is my little trick. Now I put this out here so I could pull the air into my furnace. And then I'll wire up everything out here. And I still have that one open, but when I turn it on, it almost looks like you want it in. Doesn't it look like it's pulling air in? I'm like, wait a minute. It's not hooked up, right? Why did it look like it was pulling air in? I'm like, now it's hot. I'm thinking, okay, that's hot enough. It was I'm going on 360 Celsius, so. And then I'm like, don't forget to fill your backpack. Your jetpack. Now this is, I'm like, oh, awesome. This is all ready to go. Got my coal. Got my iron. I can get this running. I'm like, no, don't do cold, because if you do cold, you're gonna blow up because there's still air in here. And then I almost used the 50 stack of 50 that I need. I'm like, don't do that. Do the 23, the extra, not the one that you need. I'm like, okay, cool. Okay, let's do some power stuff here. Got to do this every day. And get all these things charging. I think I got some probably in the... Don't know what I'm doing here. Oh, I have more around. I know I have one in the grinder anyway. Or the mining belt. Or the mining tool, I should say. There's one in there. That's pretty full, though. So we'll put that up there. Just in case. Alright. So, let's hook this up. What a brilliant idea I had. And look at it filling up. And it's 900 degrees. I figure I'll degas these real quick. Make it a little bit easier. I don't know why I did that with my hand. There's the 50 coal. I'm like, oh, that was dumb. Okay, we'll just put this here until... So now this is being spit out the other side, just doing some degassing. I didn't think it was warm enough yet.
Power
Maybe I
low.
didn't degas it. I guess I didn't. I thought I did, but I didn't. That was probably dumb. I should have done that. But see, now the temperature's too low. You know, pulled in nice warm air, but the test said, okay, I'll open the valve a little bit. Well, oh, I didn't put the cowl on. Yeah, okay. It's like, do I go out there and put the cowl on? What do I do? Well, let's see if I can, let's see if I can get it up to 900. And I'm like, well, it's going to take a while. Just hopefully it doesn't overpressurize. I got it to 800. So I said, well, we'll give it a chance. And I can do some other smelting here. Let's do the copper. And now I'm thinking ahead a little bit what my next steps are going to be. And like I said, I decided to go the trading route. Oh, that's not bad. 830. It's not bad, and we got room for the pressure to build yet, so nothing earth-shattering. Batteries aren't charging. Here's using the arc furnace and the exhaust, because you have to use the exhaust when you're running the arc furnace, or else you build up hot air. And then that just sucks all your oxygen supply. I don't know if they're going up or not yet. But this kind of gets hung up here. And I'm like, dang it. It's not going up enough. I'm thinking, boy, if I go out there, oh, what the heck. And then I say, well, I don't need that, I need that. And here we go. 700 degrees to run out here and do what I should have done just before I entered the room, and put the cowl on, run back inside, trip in the entranceway, hit my head, grab the glass, slap that back on, and pray that the hot air gets pulled out of here pretty quick. Alright, so now I can open that up, and there we go. That's my completed system, and it ends up working out pretty well. I'm watching the temperatures and not going up. It's hung up 889, of course. It's just sitting there, and I'm like, oh, come on. And then I say, well, I'm probably blowing out as much hot air as I am cooler at this point. Let's shut it back off, see if it goes up a little bit. That should be done. It is. Put that in my jetpack, go over here and check it, and there we go. I'm like, steel! Woohoo! Now I can cut my wire. Boom. And I'm not reaching through any glass, doing anything a little sketchy. I can vent that all out. And I have my steel. Now, I start doing stuff. I'm like, there's a lot of stuff I want to do. And I need electrum too. I think I gotta make electrum. So I have 23 gold. So I can make 23 electrum if I stick in 23 silver. In the back of my mind here, I'm thinking, what happens if I vent this stuff out the cowl with a lot of oxygen in it? Is it gonna like burn a hole in my iron wall or something? So I do end up degassing these. Sort of, kinda. I degassed one of them and I didn't degas the other one. I'm like, well, so obviously pressure's too high. I'm not sure why I plugged that back in. I didn't need it. I just needed the pressure to go down. That was not smart thinking on my part. Again, I kind of like being able to review my stupid moves when I do this. It helps. It helps you learn. Then I'm thinking, well, the temperature doesn't matter. It's the pressure. I don't know what I'm doing at this point. It has to be below 2. Oh crap! Why did I do that? I need to get below 2.4 megapascals. So I got to vent that to get to 2.4. I'm taking a look outside, and this is day 8. So I'm doing pretty well, actually. I'm kind of happy with this run. Especially since I'm already pretty much ready to get trading going, maybe next episode. And I'm like, I can make a large battery with my steel. And I swear I started it. And it even looked like I started it there. And I'm wondering if I hit the start button instead of... And here I go again. I don't need pressure. And I don't need heat. Oh, I went too low. I wasn't paying attention. And I really made that a lot harder than it needed to be. And see, I thought I hit the button, but the battery didn't come out. I'm a little confused. I'm like, where's the battery? And I must have hit something besides the start button. I'm like, well, okay, I didn't. It still has 200 steel in there, so I didn't use it. And here I'm thinking, what am I doing? Electrum. The temperature doesn't matter. It just needs to be 2.4, you doofus. I got it. So there we go. I got it to work even though I was stupid about it. And I got 46 electrum. So that's not a huge amount, but it's not a bad amount. And look at that. I got another large battery, which makes my day. I can put that in my suit and I won't have to sit there and change out batteries over and over and over. And there's a new in here. Not completely, but I turned it off anyway. It is nil. Yeah, it's nil. Alright, so time for the daily routine. It's all vented out, so all I need to do is swap that. Let my fresh air in. So fresh air. I think it's 44 Celsius at this point. It's a little warm. You notice when I vent my waste tank, the temperature actually goes down. 44. Oh, I thought it did. Maybe it didn't. Nope, it actually went up one. I thought it went down. So it's getting pretty warm in here, but if I get a filter set up in here, I can tear that little square out and start filtering oxygen, open up my oxygen tank, which will cool it off in here significantly. I really need to put a airlock on those doors, though, or at least another door on the other side, which is going to be difficult because I don't have room for it. So I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to do that yet. I guess I could slide down the, well, no, because, yeah, I'm going to have to figure that out. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet. Maybe when I walk through, I'll look at it. Trying to remember. I think I only got one. Yeah, I took that frame out, so there isn't another frame there. I guess I could put a wall there. But I would have to put a wall on the other side, and that's where my pipe bender is. So I might have to move the pipe bender. But I do need an airlock for this room here. I notice that's charging. Got 50 kVA in here. I'm trying to leave my suit off for a little while to get rid of the hygiene up there. I'm like, well, it's going to have to be good enough for today. Got work to do. And I said, no, you didn't vent your air yet, you idiot. That's all I would have needed. So I said, well, put your suit on. And now it's getting dark. Vent my air back in. So now I'm thinking, well, I wasn't planning on mining tonight. I have a lot of stuff I want to get done tonight. So I skipped this mining day. And it actually turns out to be a pretty good deal. And there it's nil, so that's all taken care of. Take that off. Put that on. Start venting out. Remember to take my pipe off. I'm getting better at that. There's still nothing in that other pipe, so I put that there for when I started, well, venting my other tank, and I'm not really doing it, so I don't really need it. And it's nil out here, so that's completely depressurized. Close that. Alright, so we're going to start my night work here, and like I said, I'm not planning on mining tonight. And this is where I decide, yep, let's go for the landing and the trading. I want landing pad basic. I need a 3x3. I'm going as small as I can. So actually I make 12 because I need a few of the basic landing pads for other stuff. Now I'm planning on getting tanks of things and not bulk at this point. So I wasn't worried about getting the atmospherics set up. But I make 12 of these. There goes a bunch of my steel. 60 or 70. But works out okay in the long run. And then I noticed something here in a little bit. I'm looking over here when I go back out. I'm like, this is charging pretty good on those wind turbines. That's kind of nice. And I don't think about it. I'm like, oh, I can't do that. It's too dark. And I'm waiting for 12 of those to print out. And at one of these points, I turn around and I see what I think is a spark. I'm like, am I venting oxygen or something? Maybe it's right here. There it goes. It was up in the other upper left, and I saw it. I'm like, what the heck was that? I'm like, it's all turned off, and there goes another one. I'm like, where are these sparks coming from? And I'm like, oh, it's a good thing I didn't go out mining. That would have been bad. And I kind of thought the storms here came during the daytime, not at night. So I'm going to have to watch for that. I'm thinking, holy mackerel, if I was out there, I had the GPS, so I would have been okay, but you know, you have to fly on Venus or you fall into pits, and if you fly in a storm, it takes you a wee bit off course, even when you jump. So I'm thinking, well, that worked out really well that I didn't go out mining today. It's nice to have 2 large batteries. I'm trying to pick that up, and I'm like, why am I picking it up? Oh, yeah, it's a stack of 10. So there's my 12. Now I need the satellite dish, and of course that opens up another can of worms. Okay, you need the satellite dish. And that means I need plastic sheets. And now I'm thinking, okay, I need plastic sheets, but now I got that running, so I can't. I'm just playing with the batteries. I'm like, and then I think, well, why don't I put the full one in there and stop messing around? And maybe I do that. No, here it goes. I'm like, put that in there. Stop messing around. Now my satellite dish is cooking. I'm stuck inside anyway because of the storm. So this was really good timing to spend the night inside. It worked out a lot to my benefit. Got a lot of stuff done inside here, and didn't get blown all over by the storm. Now I'm going to say, well, let's make some solar panels so I can improve my normal day. Trying to decide which one to make. I got the steel. I can make 1 or 2 of them. I can't set up tracking yet anyway, so I have the electrum, but I don't have the solder. So that's on tomorrow's list. And of course that storm did wonders for my batteries. It got, I think, 5 wind turbines up there at this point, or 3. I don't remember. I can't remember how many wind turbines I got up there. Somewhere between 3 and 5. I think it's only 3. So with that and the 1 solar panel, I mean, as long as you're not stupid with your power, you can make it pretty easy at the beginning of this. And I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, well, I for some reason looked at steel and I said, maybe I'll just make 2 solar panels. And it stopped. I'm like, why did it stop? And it's because I'm 1 short on gold. And I'm like, oh. And now it's daytime coming, and it stormed the whole night. What do I need here? Now I'm like, nope, wrong. I need the iron and the silicone. I need 12 iron frames. To put the landing pad on. So I need 12. I should do 24. Look at this storm, thinking that could have been a disaster. I'm thinking I should have used 24 steel sheets. Because if I ever go for a, you know, an air sealed landing pad, I'm going to have to tear these back out. But with iron and all the other ore at this point being at a premium, and I'm like, why am I wasting power? Now I'll get to 12 of these, 11. And I said, okay. So I need plastic sheets for the, and I don't remember, and I think I make 5 of them because I just don't remember how many I need for the small satellite dish. I'm thinking it's only 2. I know it wasn't more than 5, so I just made 5. And now iron sheets. This is all prep work for maybe tomorrow night, because I could mine, but I have to do this stuff outside. And at this point, without IC-10 chips, I can't enclose the landing pad. And I'm thinking, man, this is a long storm. Alright, so what else do I need? I'm putting up a solar panel. Do I have enough for another solar panel? Still debating in my head to make another solar panel. And then I'm thinking, this is why I said, well, nope, don't have solder. So that's next on my list. If I need that to build anything in the landing pad, I don't think I do. And there the storm finally ended. About 1/3 of the day through. Like, well, I can't go outside now. And here's where I said, well, I need glass. Got the glass. And I was planning on doing 2 solar panels. I think I made the version where you need 4 glass or 5 glass. I don't remember which, but I only make 8. And then I stop and we'll say, well, I'll just hold off and put 1 up if that's the way it works. And then I'm like, okay, I got no slots. So I just start putting batteries in all my tools, which is fine. Just got to remember they're there. Put that one up there. Turn that off. And turn it back on. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to make another solar panel. Forgetting. First off, I thought I needed copper, and it isn't. It's gold and copper, and I only have 4, and I need 5, so I'm like, crap. Oh well. So this is where I end it. I'm like, well, and I got to stand around here until nighttime anyway, or find some stuff to do. So there you go. Let me know what you think. If you like, please subscribe and hit the like button. And I'll see you in the next episode where I will be doing the beginnings of trading and a few other things, but I still have to plan that out in my head. So, this is Navy Old Salt Gamer. You have a good day.